welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making Chinese sticky rice and hot and sour soup, and they will be ready under an hour. So let's get started. So before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about the rice that we're going to use. And since I'm doing Chinese sticky rice, so obviously I'm using sticky rice today. But let's just say in your area you don't have sticky rice available in your supermarket, you can certainly use other kind of rice as well. For today, the sticky rice that I'm using is mochi sticky rice, and they're Japanese short grain rice, and there is another type that is a long grain sticky rice that is from Thailand that you can use as well. So the main thing is that you want to make sure that you soak the rice for at least 4 to 6 hours before you cook it. And the most important thing is the ratio of the rice to water is usually 1 part of rice to about 0.7 to 0.8 water ratio in order to make your rice perfect. So let's talk about the ingredients that we're using today. So we are going to be using mostly Chinese ingredients because it's Chinese sticky rice. But if you don't have any of these ingredients available in your local supermarket, you can always substitute with other ingredients that you have on hand. So today we're going to be using Chinese sausage, Chinese cure meat, pork belly, dried scallops, dry shrimps, and shiitake mushroom. And for the shiitake mushroom, the dry shrimp and the dry mushroom, you need to soak that for like about an hour, and so that they will be ready to use for cooking the rice. And we're gonna go ahead and chop them right now. So I want to talk a little bit about the sauces that we're going to use today. And honestly, like without these, I probably wouldn't be cooking as much as I do, because having sauces available, it's so convenient and it makes it so much easier for your cooking. And it's really funny because everything is the same brand for some reason. And so the brand that I like to use a lot is Lee Kum-Kee brand, and that is very, very easy to find. And they have a variety of sauces available. And then they also have this one particular one that I use a lot, which is the minced garlic. And so you don't have to chop all day whenever you want to cook with garlic. Okay, so we're just going to stir fry all the ingredients right now. So you want to heat your wok as hot as possible and add your oil. So next we're going to put in the Chinese cure meat and the Chinese sausage. And then we can just add the rest of the ingredients and stir fry it. So now most of the ingredients look pretty dried, and so now we can start adding the sauce. And I usually just kind of eyeball it, so you just put a little bit of everything in there. So the sweet soy, and then the chili soy sauce. Keep on frying it. And this will give it a really, really good color. And this is all the flavor that will be giving the rice the taste. And now we're gonna put a little bit of the chili sauce, and you can skip the chili sauce if you are not into spicy, but for me, I love spicy food, so I always put them in. Rice is cooking, we're gonna move on to the next one, which is the hot and sour soup, but I'll need to look at the recipe before that. So for the soup, the hot and sour soup, we're gonna be cutting some carrots. And you want to cut them in strips, julienne. So first we need 3 cups of chicken stock, and I use store-bought, and you can use whatever you have at home. And then now you can bring that up to a boil before we put in the ingredients. So now that the chicken stock is boiling, we can start to just add everything in. And this will take like around 10 minutes and it will be done. So now I'm gonna add the sauce for the soup. So this is a black soy sauce. It's a little bit more thicker than the regular soy sauce, and it comes with a little bit sweetness in the soy. So it's almost like a sweet soy sauce, and it also adds a lot of color to your soup. And so I usually just put like about 1 teaspoon of that. So for the hot part of it, we are using both black pepper and we're gonna be using white pepper. And again, depending on how spicy you want it, you can adjust to your own taste. White pepper, I love very hot, and so does my husband, so I'm adding a lot. So now that we have our soup ready, we're gonna want to make it a little bit thicker. You know how when you go to a Chinese restaurant, the hot and sour soup is always very thick and gravy-like? Well, the way to do that is that you will have to make this little slurry thing, and so what it is 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to 1 tablespoon of water, cold water, and then and you just mix it. And then we're gonna have to turn on the heat to high when you're adding the slurry into the soup. So you want to keep on stirring it when you're adding the slurry so that it will cook evenly. I'm going to turn the heat higher so that it will boil. And to make it even more luxurious, we are going to add a beaten egg into it. You want to just slowly stir it in. You can tell that it's already very, very thick. So now that the rice is cooked, you want to mix in your ingredients. Oh, I wish that you can smell it. It's so good, and the aroma of everything. Oh, it makes me so hungry. So, under an hour, I got my hot and sour soup and my Chinese sticky rice. And now it's time to eat. Oh my god, I have been like smelling all these perfect aroma, and now I actually get to eat it. Oh my god, it's so good. The rice is cooked perfectly. I can eat 10 bowls of these, but probably it's not a good idea. Okay, let me try the soup. Oh, also, I have added a little bit of scallion on my rice and some little bits of cilantro into my soup, because that's just how I like it. So good. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you guys will try this out and make this sometimes this week. And if you have any question, please comment below, or you can send me a message on Instagram. And if you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.